weekly Dama news. KENDERTAINMENT host MJ over here. We're going to be going in and rounding up what happened within this week for the in the world of Instagram. I'm going to be hanging out with my buddy over from KENDRAMA, Rylan. He's going to be jumping in shortly. Thanks for everyone who's jumping on right now. We're going to be doing this IG live. Last time, IG totally shat on us, and right towards the end of the whole conversation, we were getting some questions in and stuff, answering those questions, and right at the end, we had the whole episode, the whole thing done. And we're just about to wrap it up, and then for some reason, Instagram just booted me off completely from my account. I thought I was being hacked or something because it wasn't letting me back in, acting pretty strange. Figured it out that, actually didn't figure it out completely. Knew that I was not hacked, but some glitch happened where I was just totally booted off. Thus, I lost that entire episode, which really sucks because recently, I've been saving these episodes and putting them over to YouTube, as well as putting it up as an audio so everyone can enjoy it. So hopefully this shit don't happen again. Let's all keep our fingers crossed, everyone. All right, so Rylan's coming in. What's up, dude?
What's up, dude? How's it going? Can you hear me okay?
All right. Yes, I'm doing all right. I can hear you good as well. So right now, everyone, I'm a little tired. Went out, had to get some extra iced coffee because I stayed up until like 3 in the morning last night. Not only trying to figure this out, but most of the time trying to figure out OBS, download it, and learning through so many shit tutorials that are out there. Well, actually, there was a few good ones, but there was some that was just like, nothing computes right now from my brain. What you're saying to my brain, I'm trying all these things. So if there's anyone out there, DM me later and maybe we could chat and try to figure this out, because I do not want this happening again if Instagram just decides to boot me off and lose the whole episode. As well as, I'm just putting these things onto YouTube after. It's kind of a pain in the butt to do. So if we can just do it right there from the get-go, I think that'd be a match made in heaven. But in any case, right now, we're here on Instagram. So thanks, everyone, for joining. We're going to be talking about the news. Yes, the stashes are here. Let's check out, or let's just let everyone know, if you have any questions, we'll do a little questions towards the end. So use that little question bubble down there, the little question tool, and hit us up, and we'll probably get to yours towards the end of the stream. Okay? Sweet. So thank you so much. So, okay, everyone, today's the final day. At least here in the JP time, it is February 28th, the final day of 28 tricks later. So hopefully you're all excited. Is there parties happening, celebrations happening because of how much effort everyone has put into this whole month?
There should be.
There definitely should be, Sweet says, it's not a contest, and totally agree. I think everyone understands it's not a contest, but, you work so hard, everyone out there who pushed through, who even did a few days, get yourself something nice. Maybe get a new kendama, or get yourself a new nice bottle of brewskis that you were eyeballing, but you're like, maybe next time. A little pat on the back,
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. I mean, there should be not necessarily I was going to say there should be some sort of award, but not like an award, right? Because it's not a contest.
Yeah.
But I think the coolest thing to do is write hashtag 28TL and then put the year on the Dama that you absolutely shredded, and then save it and put it away, which is something that I think Grove did a couple years ago, and he's got one that says 2015 on it. And I ended up doing that with my soul that I did all 28 days with last year. And I haven't played it since. It's just that was the year that I went in on 28 tricks later. So just a cool thing.
It turns into like a memorial type item for the collection. It's like bronzing your child's hands or feet. I don't know what they bronze back in the day. Remember they used to do that?
Yeah, sort of. But I know what you mean. Yeah.
Keeping that memory intact, especially if you shred it to hell. I think that's one thing that could be like something cool to look at. There you go. It turns into a trophy. It turns into an artifact for when you're
Yes.
dead and people find it. They can see like, whoa, 2018. This shit says.
This is
Kendama,
the
look how
year. Yeah.
only 3 cups. This thing is so old. Like, you know, who knows what the future is going to have. But yeah, congrats to everyone who's doing it. Really excited that there's been so much growth within the past 2 years. Like one of the kind of good things about the pandemic is the growth of kendama players in the community spreading out to more and more people. So that's really cool to see this as I think Sweets being one of the top tier companies out there, having a lot of followers and showing kendama to a lot of new people. A lot of people will follow them and thus figure out, oh, February is, what is this challenge of 28 tricks later, and then can pretty quickly level up within kendama. So really cool thing, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger. But glad to see, you know, I've gotten some comments from people about the YouTube video that I did talking about 28 tricks later, saying like this was my second year and actually like this video is really helpful because the stress of having to post something great is like creeping in on me. So it's kind of a good just reminder that it's all about having fun. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, totally.
So we have a week to go over within the kendama news. So let's go into it, Rylan. What do you have? Because I got to pull my articles up.
So again, I don't know. I think it's just we're still early in the year. There's not a lot of huge stuff going on. So for me, at least, kind of a slow week. Had a lot of 28 tricks later posts that I was scrolling through. But the one that I wanted to touch on really quick, I don't know if it was announced or talked about last week and we could have talked about it. Maybe we forgot. But it's the Chrome NFT.
Okay. Oh, yes.
I bid in on that thing, $65. And within seconds, someone outbid me.
Yeah.
And it was such a pain in the ass. Like,
dude,
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
That's how it is. Don't you like have you ever like got anything or auctions, tried to buy anything from like eBay? I remember I haven't, and I actually had a friend of mine bid on this guitar, and like the whole time like he was trying to like talk to me about it, and I was like, I don't even have an account, so I was just like on the phone with him as he's doing it, and he's like, all right, he's like, what you do is we gotta wait until like the final like last minute. He's like, how much you willing to bid? He's like, give me as much as you want, like as you're enabled to put down. And he's like, okay. He's like, and I was like, you gonna put it down? He's like, no. You wait until the last minute, last few seconds, because that's when you're gonna drop it in. Because so many people, that's when it activates, and so many people are bidding on that one thing. With the NFTs game, I don't know exactly what it was like, but it happens. I heard some people were a little salty, sour, spicy about it. The whole idea, as a lot of the people within the art industry are, about the whole NFT power consumption. I haven't done so much research on all of that, but I do understand that it does take up a lot of energy. But I also have heard that there are a few different ways that the industry is trying to create different routes so it doesn't take so much energy. Don't know when that will be implemented, but it happened. They did it. An NFT nugget is out there.
Well, let me talk you through my experience really quick. First of all,
yes.
Cryptocurrency, terrible. It's the worst. I understand you should invest and get your money in there because one day it might skyrocket, right? But converting your money to cryptocurrency costs like $10. But then I had to pay another $10 to convert it to the correct cryptocurrency that the NFT is going for. So it was from Ethereum to wrapped Ethereum. Not a big deal. Whatever. Cost of the game. Then I had to pay another $10 transaction fee to bid. And I don't know if that's like an initial thing because I've never bid on an NFT before. But I lost probably between like $20 and $30 just bidding to be outbid. And then I was like, that hurt my soul so much. I don't even care anymore. So
okay. I did not know about that side. That definitely sucks. Like, because if you go to an auction house and you're actually trying to bid on something, you're you're not losing just by raising your hand and being outbidded.
Right. And also it's in like your currency, right? So like you just say like $200 and then you pay the $200 and maybe like a processing fee. And the same thing with eBay. Like you say, okay, $200 and then you pay like a PayPal fee.
Okay.
Like, NFTs
Okay. Yep.
are so hard, dude. Like I my feelings are so hurt over I was like, oh, it's only $50. I'm gonna bid 65. Nobody's gonna pay more than 65. It's 3 days in. Boom, immediately $70. I was like,
No
oh.
way.
Yeah. I cried. Not really, but like
Yeah.
it hurt.
Yeah. It's a very interesting world that is still set to be made. It's a very it's at the infancy of it, I believe, and I think a lot of people have been just trying to figure out like why would people be paying for this like this thing that I can just screenshot this image that is just like nothing. But I think the real key is to add something to that purchase. So you're not only getting this NFT that says it is indefinitely yours. If you see copies out there, okay, like you just have the bragging rights by saying you have the certificate. But the extra thing that I think more people are doing is adding a kind of physical item. So when you bid, when you get the NFT, you get maybe the certificate and whatever the company adds onto it. And here it was, Chrome was like, they had what, like a signed poster or something. There was some extra things that you actually got. And that's, I feel, is like the main thing that you're getting. And the bonus is kind of the bragging rights of this image, digital image.
Yeah. I pretty much was only interested in it because I wanted the signed print signed by Torkild. And then also I think you get the gold nugget.
Yeah.
So I was like, I probably won't buy one. So like if I get all three of these things, like that kind of made it worth it to me.
It would have been
like
good, yeah.
Sub $200. But after like all the transaction fees, I was like, I do not have the mental energy for this. That is like,
it's better
converting
just
money and then bidding. Yeah.
Just plan a trip to Copenhagen, Denmark. Go there, meet Tokyo, shake his hand, ask him to sign a poster, and then you'll get what you want. You'll get it. Like,
Yeah. That would be actually
that would be a better kind of experience overall than the heaviness you have in your heart with this whole NFT crypto stuff.
It would just be easier. Like, I made a crypto wallet. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I'm old.
It's yours now.
Yeah.
Never say you're old. There's plenty of people older than you.
I know.
Yes.
But there's $200 that I have that are crypto that I don't even know how to turn back into my money. Like,
you don't. It's not yours anymore.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
It belongs to the blockchain.
It's in there. So yes, there's the gold nugget as well as the actual nugget that has been released tomorrow, at least in the JP time. March 1st, everyone will be able to get a chance to get these mini metal in gold. I was definitely a fan of the silver chrome version of it. So hey, but here you go. Here's one for everyone else who's looking for that gold tooth.
Yeah. All right, MJ, go. What's next?
Wyatt Bray, POV edit 3. So this is only his third POV edit. If you did watch it, you were probably amazed at the ridiculousness of the skill involved in his tricks, as well as just the length of the lines that Wyatt is known for making. It's really ridiculous how he adds these all up, and I cannot only imagine how long he grinds for these tricks. And a lot of them, especially within edit form, I think a lot of the kendama players will save really, really hefty tricks for edits. And this one is definitely filled with them. Surprised. I was super surprised. 15-minute edit. 15. Yeah. It was pretty nuts. Granted, the last minute, I think, is just credits. But still, a lot of POV from Wyatt. It was pretty cool. Personally, I feel like it was a bit long for full POV. Maybe it's like the scenery, I'm not sure exactly what it was, but like after 5 minutes, I was kind of like, did I see this one? Not did I see this one again, but it was just, it felt a little, in a weird way, repetitive. All the tricks were new.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe it was just the angle. Maybe it's just, maybe I'm not so down with POV as much. It's definitely a cool style to show how someone does their kendama tricks, and especially with Wyatt and some of the things that he like to be in his head watching the tricks that he's doing is cool. But at the same time, I don't know. Possibly I prefer non-POV.
Yeah, I think part of the appeal of a full edit, not like just like Instagram clips, but like a full edit, is that you get it's more introspective. Like you're getting like B-roll and sort of a storyline. And I feel like the POV aspect kind of takes away a large portion of that because it's POV, right?
Yeah.
So you are missing like the B-roll and the walking up to the spot where you're hitting the trick. You know, like in POV edits are great, but at a certain point they do get repetitive. Like because it's all that top-down angle. It's like, dang, like.
Yeah,
That was a banger, but I feel like it looked the same. Like, yeah.
I don't know. There was something about it. But here with Wyatt, of course, his play is very specific. So just watching a POV of him, like you can tell it's Wyatt, which is a really cool factor.
Yeah.
But overall, but there were parts, there's probably some people like, MJ, what, you didn't see the part where he like got out of bed or something and he like moves the cat on the chair? It's like, okay, there were B-rolls where it wasn't POV, definitely. But I don't know. There's just something about it. I don't know what it is. It's like maybe a long POV edit is not a good call. Maybe it should be like put in different blocks. I don't know. Maybe I should just do research, figure out what the other POV edits like Westy that put out, or like Bonds when he was on Kenko put out a few, and to see what is the time. What's the difference? Is there a difference? Maybe it all doesn't care, just like everything we do. Maybe.
I kind of like I think that a better way to do it, which I like Wyatt Bray like does the POV edit thing, right? Like I know this is the third one, but like he's the person who like I feel like he's the person who does them. Like if you got a series going,
he's going spelunking, has the headband on, has the thing on. I think for me it's like watching it's cool, but when I see someone do recording for a POV, I think it kind of looks a little goofy.
Oh,
there's no way around it.
That's why when I was doing I did the first 5 days of 28 tricks later POV, I only did them in the house. I'm not going to go out and do that with the big old camera and I'm like swinging this thing around.
Looks a little goofy, but who cares in reality?
It would have maybe been better if Wyatt did like a 3-part series like Z-Mags did, where it was like one edit, one of those edits was a POV edit, and together they make this one big collective edit. Ooh. But part 2 is the POV edit, which I really like that he did when he did his pro mod thing.
That would be a fun way to put them together. But depending on the player, some of them that there'll be years, months, many days put into just getting one trick. So having a set like that might be a little too much. But hey, so that's one thing that happened in the YouTube world for videos, for edits. That's the one, I think the only one that I picked up. Probably missed a few other ones, but yeah, Wyatt Bray, POV. Go check it out. 15 minutes. It's pretty ridiculous. You got one, Rylan?
Yeah. Soul is doing a collab with A Netter or Find Your Wings Co. No like real official pictures yet, but they're keep posting pants emojis, and it looks like the Dama is denim. And that's kind of all we get to see of it. So obviously, like, I could shoot out a bunch of theories right now. I won't this time because my theories are almost always wrong. But it looks like denim, and I'm just kind of excited for it. I know that A Netter does like a lot of like upcycled clothing for Find Your Wings Co. So I feel like that the denim is fitting. I'm excited for it. I'm sure it'll look cool.
Yes, exactly. And if it's definitely going to be denim, because if you look at the markings on the can, one side you have these stitchings that if you look on the wings stuff that he does, this is what he does. He adds extra stitching around the pockets in that fashion. So that styling, as well as there's 2 dots right here on the small cup, hinting to those, like, I don't know what those called, the rivets type of metal
like
buttons
rivets,
that
yeah.
are on your jeans. So yeah, it's gonna be a jeans, and it's, come on, in his pocket, in his jeans pocket, jeans, jeans. Definitely not a fan of blue jeans personally, but
Same.
hey, here it is, and that's really cool that they did the collab with this. That kind of looks like fish scales on the Ken. I'm gonna say those are wings, possibly.
Oh, maybe like feathers. Maybe
Or
this
yeah,
just a
feathers. Yeah, it
symbolized
kind of look like
feather.
scales, but maybe. Hey, there you go. All right. Other kendama drops. Oh yeah. Well, to go actually back to it just for a second. Yeah, Iron Editor. It's cool that he kind of stepped away from the kendama game for a little bit, and then I've seen him posting a lot, and I forgot like how good of a kendama player he was. He's posting a lot of ridiculously hard tricks on his stories, and he's using a lot of soul, so it kind of makes sense that he went over and did a collab with him. Pretty cool stuff. Another collab, I guess, kind of collab that is happening. Hey, Sweets V32, was it 32? Yes, is happening with Peku over in France. Some of you might recognize him as the old lady putting the cloth around his head and trying to do your little Mosh comment action at the the events with all the pros, releasing some fun TikTok-ish content on Instagram. And also, I did not know that he designed these damas for this competition that happened, where he was not picked, but the team over at Sweets, the crew, decided that they liked his options, the what is it called? The
entries.
When you enter into a contest. That's it. Thank you so much. The entries so much that they're like, hey, let's hit them up and let's do a full series just on these.
Yeah.
And they
are sick.
They all look sick. I had no idea what the whole connection was because I don't listen to any of this style of music. So I only learned about that when Sweets did the Twitch explanation with Peku himself. And then I said, oh, now I get it. If I was, that makes it really cool for the people who are into that music, who are fans of the artist. Because I know when, when Vans did a collab with like Iron Maiden or Metallica and they put their album artwork on shoes, I was like, that's dope. So to see it on Damas, it's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, and actually, these are... I'm not a huge... what's his name? I don't remember his name. Man on the Moon? Is that Kid Cudi? I don't know. Not important right now. Not a huge fan of that album.
Yeah.
But the Tyler, the Creator, the Sunflower one, and the Kanye West Oni one. I think they're both sick, and I really like both of those albums. Yeah, I always say that every week. I'm like, all right, MJ, I'll buy one more, and that's it. Pretty close to buying all three on this one. I'm thinking about buying the 3-pack and saving the 10%. I really like that he did under the big cup, he put the timestamp of the album. Like, if the album is 23 minutes and 50 seconds long, which the Kanye West album is a short album. It's only like 7 songs.
Now you remember how long it is.
Yeah. I just think it's cool. It's a nice touch. I really like the little Fuji mountain that they put on there because it was designed by Murakami, the guy who does the flowers. Again, I don't know. He did
okay.
In 2003 maybe. Again, super not important. But I just really like these, and I think it's cool that they really like these designs enough that they were like, "We're really sorry we didn't pick you. Here's a whole series." Like, I think that was a great way to do it. So
that just opens up the basket can of worms for what the future can hold. Maybe depending on everyone else's style. I'm not sure if anyone else also added some entries that were all like themed around one single thing like Peku did. I know back a while ago, a few years ago, one of the winners had like this banana theme where it's like different styles of a banana's ripeness. And he made like 4 different types and they chose one. So like it's like a green, yellow kind of into a like brown, yellow. There was 4 different styles.
Way.
So it's like that could be a set. Of course, maybe that the adjustments were very, very small. So maybe you wouldn't want to turn that into the whole series. But if someone had like a theme like this, that could open up, like maybe the next competition is like a theme, give us 3 Damas as a single entry for a full theme. And that could push and give them, because I'm sure Sweets is like, yo, we're running out of ideas.
We put out a Dama every week. What do we do? Yeah.
Right.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And especially with the Vs where they always release 3 and they always wanting them to have some sort of theme, opening up and actually, or just looking into like albums, maybe they're going to be traveling off. Maybe they're going to do like, a metal album set of 3, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll go over to do like some, I don't even know what else, like classical music. Who's going to be like, you know, Brahms, Mozart,
movies.
and like
maybe do a set of movies.
A set of movies. Yeah. I mean,
like
there's
Dama would be pretty cool.
so much. There's so much that they could do. They could go into like fast food chains. Maybe, you know, who knows if they need to watch out for trademark issues. They're going to have to really mess with it. They can go deep. They've done the shoes. I remember talking with Sweets like back in the day, like saying like when they first started, I was like, dude, you should do like Japanese convenience stores because they all have like their certain logos. And in Japan, it's like, you are a fan of this convenience store or that one because there's so many. Not like in the States where I guess there's only a few. But yeah, something like that. There's different themes that can be put out, but it's really cool to see that how they're giving the power to artists who are out there to have more of a hand in it. And that's another thing that makes, I think, not makes people love Sweets, but Sweets has a better connection with the kendama players because of how like friendly they are with it, how much they include all of us into their design work, into their world to create something that we're all excited about.
Yeah, and that's a crazy thing about it too, right? So like Sweets is arguably the biggest kendama company with getting into Target and having the most followers throughout like all of social media. Sweets definitely has a semi-quasi monopoly on the kendama game. But yeah, I mean, I feel like really, and I don't know, maybe you're right. Maybe they're just like way super friendly, but I feel so connected to everybody who works at Sweets. Like at some point or another, I've talked to all of them, and like all of the pros on the team, they're all just super nice, friendly people. So yeah, I feel like not all companies have that like very look into our company sort of like thing that Sweets does with like the office hours and letting people design Damas.
As well as I think one of the biggest things is, and you'll see with other companies who have their president or CEO a figure within the community, opposed to others who kind of not hide it, but who aren't in the limelight as much.
Yeah.
And that really can change the way that the community looks at a company, because now in this day and age with SNS, like, or social, like that's the biggest thing that you can do is to open up your doors to show like, instead of we're like this awesome company, that like, hey, we're just like everyone else, just trying to have fun. And Sweets is always hitting it really, really hard, hitting it home in that aspect.
Yeah.
So really cool to see, and excited to see what the future would hold for this new style of having artists do a series, artists outside of Sweets.
Okay. Are we ready for the next
What you got?
Yep. The new GT Roku Perp. I don't like to say that.
Yes.
Purple Roku. It's
Proku.
Dark photo too.
Yes.
Wow, what a heavy kendama that's gonna be. That's gonna be super dense. It looks super sick though. It looks super clean, but oh my gosh, it's just gonna be so heavy.
The biggest concern I believe some people might have is, and I believe someone pointed it out, this could be the first sticky clear on a purple heart, because since they're both so heavy, since they're both so dense, beatings happen really easily. I think dents can happen pretty frequently and easily with this. So maybe that's one thing to be cautious for, but hey, you'll never know until you venture into those uncharted waters. It definitely looks cool. Definitely hats off to the silver string, because that's exactly what I did with my purple heart setup. Did I say purple? Silver? I said silver. Silver string.
Silver string.
And it also connects to the whole like Weens's idea of Moon making craters. An ode to his older his pro mod. So it's cool. It's good to see. And yeah, if anyone wants like a hefty ass kendama, there's a base cup hole. A lot of the companies have been staying away from Purple Heart and a lot of the exotic woods because maybe they're too much. Maybe there's like a lot of questions from the community who is growing now and be like, what's this? What's that? Like, do I need this? Which wood is better? That was a big question a few years ago, where now it's like everything's just maple. So it's pretty standard. But then kind of bringing it back to reintroducing this new kind of, not new, this wood, the Purple Heart.
Yeah, and not to mention that every time they do like a big Chinese Hanrui release, I always talk about this, but you're essentially getting a really great design kendama. It doesn't necessarily have the
quality,
the quality
maybe
control. It doesn't
quality
have
control,
the quality control that the American like CNC lathe turned GTs do, but you're still getting a GT shape for, and I'm looking at it on the website right now, $45. And yeah, I mean, if you really want to try like a super heavy kendama, like Purple Heart's super dense, this would be like another great time to snag a semi cheap, I guess, GT, because not a lot of companies other than Kendama have the GT swoop. And that's my favorite part about the GT Damas, is the swoop. So, yeah, for $45, if you want a super dense, sturdy kendama, like this is the one to do it on. Plus, it looks cool. It's purple.
Purple Heart. Yeah, if you don't have a Purple Heart, it's nice to have in the collection. And yes, it is going to be very, very heavy. They're usually from like 90 and up. So be ready for it. Be ready for it. It's going to be heavy. The good thing about heavy tamas is that it feels like it sits a lot better within the cups. If you are doing balancing tricks, any stall tricks, it feels like it locks in just because of the weight of it. But at the same time, it's a really interesting, like if you're someone who really likes a lot of hefty damas, and I think that was the norm back in the day, where you wanted a heavy, thick ass kendama. Once you went to a lighter side, it's almost like a relief of stress, of weight, of finding the balance. Because it was so light, perches would like happen like automatically. It was a very, very different kind of feel for it. So everyone, I definitely advise you to check out different weights. Here is a perfect time to get a Dama that you know is going to be heavy. And then you compare it to one that you have that's really light, and try to figure out your play style, which one it matches you the best. And then you can, move more down that road, or figure out, this heavy setup is good for this style of tricks, or I want to practice this style, so go use that one, or vice versa. So perp GT.
Yeah. And show us your gains. That thing's heavy. You're going to muscle up in your Dama arm.
You'll probably you'll show us your bruises before the gains, I believe.
There we go. Yeah.
All right.
Those
I got
all
one.
the things I had. So everything else is up to you.
I got a few from the smaller companies. Rad Kendamas releasing this very interesting, going into the artwork style of, looks like cherry blossoms. It is coming into that season, at least here in Japan, as spring comes up. They have some like Oni mask that is up on there. Really cool red, green, yellow colorways. These do not glow in the dark. If anyone who does not know Rad Kendamas, they are pretty special because of the glow in the dark factor. They have really thick paint slathered on, and it glows like crazy. But here it doesn't glow, so it's a kind of break away. I don't know what I'm thinking of from the glowing. But it's cool. A little bit. Hitting more artwork. Paint on the kendama we were talking about last time. Adding color to the ken could be a new thing. It could be coming back. Fashion always goes in circles, so it could be coming back. So that's cool to see. So go check that out if you're interested. another one. Here we go from a bigger company, Kendama USA. They got the Inca Gods coming out, and this is one during Battle at the Border. When we talked about it, I kind of saw this picture. They had this out there. Not many people showed it off, but hey, this is what it is. They teamed up with Kendama Group in Ecuador. Takana, what? Takana? Yeah, Takana Kendama.
Kendama. Wow.
On the Nova shape. Very interesting. Nice design. Very, very Inca, Ecuadorian-esque. Got a lot of like keys in there wrapping around the Tama. You got the, maybe, I believe, kind of looks like the sun god. Maybe they changed it up for the design to fit on the Tama. To me, he's up there as well. I'm stoked. See, my mother is Peruvian. I have plenty of family. Growing up, I would go there every year. Have strong connections with Peru. So this is cool to see. You know, another one back in the day, Crom made a good connection with Peru. Kendama Peru group over there, and they created the Chicha Kendama, which was really cool and had this different vibe. So it's cool to see a different style of it, you know, not like just the same, like kind of like, oh, this is a Kendama from this country. What do we like here? The same kind of aspects that we put onto it. So it's cool to see, as well as they asked someone from that location, that area, to create the Dama and to design it. So that's an even cooler thing, you know, asking people from outside their brand to create stuff.
Yeah.
As well as, yeah, I like the hints of color on the Ken. You know, more designs, more color on Kens. They're happening. It's happening. Okay, everyone. So and sick. here's the last one that I have found. It is a new company on Instagram that I've seen called Soul Strings. I don't know if anyone knows about this. Soul Strings. It's SOU_L strings. Soul, okay? But hey, it says, we are so close to having our first drop, and I'm genuinely stoked to show you guys what we have to bring. There are not too many people going into just the string game. You know, we had the Ken Lab back in the day from like 2013, 2014, creating awesome colorways, packs of strings that you could get, as well as silk. You can get the nice natural colors over the GT site. But other than that, like, no one really was getting into it. People started buying spools on Amazon and stuff of strings. People figured out like what the diameter, what kind of string you need to get. And then there was, you know, Adrian from GT, who started his own string pack, which is very, very unique, connecting to his style of play. Tested a lot of different thicknesses, tested different beads, double beading it up, bit fat bearings. And he's been putting it on. Oh, there you go. That's true. Another one, Lovely Knots, was another one that came up as well.
Like the big one.
And now here's Soul Strings. So it's like how much, it says, yeah, quality string packs at quality prices. Will be taking custom string orders. It's a passion project of Dama Don and Velvetorets.
Wait, Velvet Trousers.
Thank you. I'm going to have Tourette's trying to read that again if I needed to.
That's exciting. There isn't a lot of, like, I guess, Streak and Damaco does some string packs, but I wouldn't say that's like their main focus. They mostly do like the shirts, and they hand paint Tamas now. Okay. But yeah, that's really exciting, because there isn't a lot of people who are, other than like right now Adrian, who are just strings. And even Adrian hasn't really been doing string packs. He's like been working on his own clear coat. So that's exciting that there's somebody else out there doing that. I don't know.
At the same time, I wonder how much of a thing it can grow into, if it could be kind of like an industry like standard to change the string game. If it's just because it's like, it's so rare that a string breaks. In my however many years playing, it has happened like once to me while I was playing, and like I was like, whoa, because it just snapped from like the bevel on top of the Tama. I guess it kind of got cut there and I didn't notice, and it just popped off. But all other times, if there was any phrase that started happening, I would see it happen. So there was no danger involved. But still, I think maybe like 3 times with all of my kendamas and my hours and hours and hours of play, I needed to replace a string because it broke. So I think plenty of us, like, it's an interesting kind of thing. Like, can we environmentally kind of like save a little bit by having strings sold separately? Should there be a set, kind of thinking of like skateboards, you can buy skateboards complete, or you can buy every piece separately so you can choose exactly what you want and then you don't have leftovers. How many people, raise your hand, do you have extra strings hanging out everywhere? What the hell do you do with those? Those are way too thin for shoestrings. What else can you use them for?
Oh man, I've got a full box of just
Yeah.
Sweets extra strings.
And what are you going to do with them?
You're not wrong. I should just throw them away because I don't restring my kendamas. No, you're definitely right. I guess the best part about Adrian doing string packs is that they are so unique to his style of play. So if you want to mimic that, or if you like a thicker string, Adrian's like where you go.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see what is it? Soul strings?
Soul strings.
How will they be different, right? Because if I'm just getting 1 millimeter lovely knot strings in different colors, I mean, that's cool. Like, do 12 finger strings so I can get 2 strings out of it, I guess. I don't know. But yeah. But like, yeah, I just, how will it be different? How are you going to sell me on this other than the fact that you're just selling strings? Because unfortunately, as similar as we are not similar enough to the skateboard community, except for maybe like Kendama Depot, how they like piece out kendamas. But even in that case, like once you string up your Ken and your Tama, it's so rare that a string breaks. You're totally right. So yeah, we'll see.
So, but just Adrian, another option for people out there. Yes. Sick. Oh yes, yeah. Thick ones for pills is definitely fun. Silk master over here. I don't know about master, but lover definitely. So I always have those because the pills are just very, very great for like flow tricks and stuff. Hand wraps, doing swirls and stuff. So you want a buttery string for that. And so yeah, so great question, everyone. What do you do with all your extra strings? What's something that we can do with all these extra strings? I don't know. I do not know. I don't have an answer right now. All right, everyone. That's it. That's all the things that I could figure out. If anyone has any questions, jump on the question tool right down right now. Throw some questions before I get booted off like I did last week. I hope that doesn't happen. Am I jinxing myself right now? Knock on wood. Yeah. I have so much wood to knock on too. So hey.
Yeah. I will say though, hopefully, maybe not hopefully, I don't know how the Instagram community feels about it. Maybe next week we'll be on Zoom and YouTube. I don't know. Possibly. I'm really excited for that. Sounds
possibly fun. If everything can get worked out and I can figure stuff out, all the tech side, which I'm not such a master at, it can be a little tricky. Have a kind of a full schedule, and hey, it's the beginning of a new month. So actually, oh shit, I totally forgot about that. Beginning of a new month. What happened last month, or at the end of this? Hey, 28 tricks later. Let's hit some highlights. Some people that we wanted to shout out. Okay, for me, of course, Bish has hinted at 28 snacks later for a few years now. And in the past years, it's just been like here and there. Maybe she was doing school and stuff and she was busy with work. I'm not sure exactly. But this year she went full in and I believe did not miss a day, snacking all the time. It's so ridiculous. The newest one with the banana was not ready for that spike, did not even look. So Bish is definitely one if you're not following, but she's a big name in the kendama world, so maybe you are already. But check out her 28 tricks later; it's really cool. Rylan?
So I had 2. Bish was one of mine, because I'm just so in love with Bish. Anything that Bish does, I'm like 100% for. But the other big one that I felt like we really need to shout out was Grove. I guess I gotta turn the volume up for this a little bit.
His shit evolved.
These little like rhythmic tapping. Oh, it's so cool. Because like obviously Bish, you've never seen anybody do it with snacks, so that's pretty interesting. A bunch of people are just doing regular level ups, which is also great. Like that's what I wanted to see. That's what we talked about in January. Like I want to see it.
Yep.
But I wasn't ready for Grove doing these two kendama rhythmic tapping. I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
It is the highlight of my day when I see him do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Again, I don't even think he was expecting that. It definitely grew into that. At the
yeah,
beginning, he was just doing tricks. He was saying, he's like, I'm not even sure if I'll be able to keep up, but hell with it. I'm just going to take part and do what I can on the days that I can. But towards this last week, I believe, he went in, and it was very, very crazy to see. Don't get ahead of me, Boston. Next one is Alex Smith, because every year Smith is always pushing himself, and he is another one that doesn't miss a day. And it's really, really interesting to see his kind of nonchalant, laid back style of the tricks as well as the filming. And it's just very simple. I really love his tricks just because it's almost like single trick, single motion.
yeah.
That's the best part. That's what the shit I like.
I don't know if it was today or maybe a few days ago. The one where it went down a slide and it was bouncing off the walls and he followed it.
And he spikes it. It drops off the ledge and it spikes. How many times, Alex? How long did you spend chasing that Dama down those gutters?
That's all I could think, man. How many times did he do it? Because if that's first try, well, I guess that's why he owns Terra, right? He deserves to be able to own Terra because I couldn't do that first try.
That shit hits on the type of satisfaction film things that you've seen. I think maybe they're not so popular anymore, but I remember seeing things where CG and it's this thing getting squished and these things breaking or something. Yeah, and it's ooh, I love the way it's ASMR, but for your eyes, kind of.
For your eyes,
shit.
for your retinas.
Yeah, yeah. So it hit on that kind of on those notes of that specifically 100%. That trick. But go check out Smith. You got another one, Rylan?
Actually, Smith was going to be my honorable mention because I guess I was kind of in the impression that it was his tricks are still just 28 tricks later tricks. They're different, but that's why I picked Grove and Bish because they're so much different.
Yeah.
So I don't have any more.
All right. Hey, there's that. But yeah, one that you will not be seeing continuous. You can't go back and check out, which is kind of makes it an exclusive type thing. Ben Harold's doing all kaiju, full kaiju, only doing stories, not only doing a single trick, but just going nuts. If you are a kaiju fan, if you are playing kaiju, maybe you've been missing out. But he has just not unlocked, but just shown different styles of play or his style of play within a kaiju. What you can do if you commit to possibly getting hurt with a kaiju, the stuff that you could pick off. And yes, as people have been saying within the chat, Ian Tulak, I believe from Pineapple Kendama, EN2K, N2K, and N2Ken definitely takes the cake. Creating different modifications of kendamas, slicing them up. I wonder how many. This is the kind of stuff back in the day when I was doing crazy Ken games, I had ideas for, but I never had any of the tools at my disposal to actually make anything, to actually cut it, to chop things in half. That one had me. That one was the best one. I was not ready for the blow dart.
Yeah.
So good.
I followed N2Ken because of his 28 tricks later tricks. So
I bet so many people did.
Yeah, I don't know how I forgot about him. So thank you for everybody in the comments who was Ian.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, these were insane. They split in half and they fall apart and they
The one recent one, I think in the past 2 days or something, the whole pinball machine one, that is another Smith kind of rolling down the gutter. How many times did that take to get in there? Right? I wish the board table that he was using didn't have so many stickers, but whatever, I can't be picky. Just so I could see the Tama. I didn't know it had pegs in there and stuff.
The bowling one.
Okay, that's an interesting, very, very thinking outside the box, thinking outside the circle, thinking outside the polygon, any kind of shape he is thinking outside of, and not just where's the spike there? Nowhere. He had his thumb in the hole for a second, but You know?
It was a strike. Instead of a spike, he did a strike.
But dope.
I know. He's just so on top of it, dude. That's what I'm saying. I follow the guy just because it's. Yeah.
It's really cool. It's really cool. So, and this is someone, you know, I didn't know he was a part of Pineapple Kendama. I didn't know that he was a kind of had this ideas. I wonder if he himself even knew he had these ideas. Did it grow from one thing? He saw it blow up. He's like, sweet, you know, I had fun doing this. Let me continue to make more. What's going to happen? Is what, like, there was one other person that I saw do a kind of, I think Hinge Dama is another one where he added a hinge onto his kendama, just cut it in half and did, you know, Bonds recently did a trick with that kendama.
Yeah.
I don't know if he did his own mod or he borrowed it from him, but there's another one that's out there. So there's a few skateboarders who do this style of messing. I forgot the dude's name right now, but messing up with kendama.
Where they
and,
like flip.
The flipping type of opens with all these. It's shit's crazy. And who knows? Is this a new entry into the world of kendama? Not entry, but a new journey that can be taken, subcategory that could be going when people can get really, really into. It's a new one.
We should have had Ian on. We should have invited him on. I would have loved to ask him so many questions. I just got to assume that he's had this in the pipeline at least since last year. Because some of these mods aren't like, oh, I'll set it up tomorrow and I'll film the trick. Like, this is like takes a multiple day type shit. Like,
yeah. How many kendamas do you need to destroy to do that? I have like a few, but like
28.
Part of me would be like tearing up trying to do. That's true. Like almost all of them are pretty modded out. So yeah, 28 at least. At least. He didn't first see all those hacks. Some of those shits must have split on him when he was cutting it off. Man.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
There you go, everyone. That's it for this one. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us for the weekly Kendama news. It was good. And going to be putting this out up for podcast as well as up on YouTube later on within the week. So enjoy it. If you are just jumping on, you'll be able to re-listen to it on your own time, or hey, you can see it live on IG as well if you want to hold this device in front of your head for an hour. Maybe you don't want to. Hey,
I want to. I do.
That's it. Rylan from Kendrama, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Everyone, we're here weekly at this time, same place, every week, talking about the Dama news live. So come join us for next time. That's it. Have a good week. Congratulations to everyone who did 28 Tricks Later. You're the best. Everyone, jam it out.